Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a great day. This is part 2 of our Hydra Clan Boss showcase. We got the Head of Decay. It says he has 4 abilities in total, an A1, A2, A3, and a passive. The A1 is Agonizing Jaws. Attacks the enemy with the lowest HP. What a punk. Places a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. So he knows exactly what he's doing. He's targeting your weakest hero. He's making sure you can't heal them. So you're going to have a block debuffs on that hero previously already existing, or you're going to have to cleanse that afterwards so you can heal that hero. So decapitation effect, like there is on every single Hydra. Whenever the head is decapitated, it heals all enemy champions by 30% of their max HP, then restores 50% of the max HP of any enemy champions whose max HP has been decreased. So that's very valuable information right there to know, because that plays into his passive skill. And his passive skill is pretty nasty there, the Almighty Decay. We'll get to that in a second. But basically what happens is you're going to lose your max HP as you heal characters when this head is available in the fight. And when it dies, you'll get that back. Hopefully all of it back. So the A2 is Speed of Decay. Removes all debuffs from all heads, then fills the turn meters of all heads by 30% on a 4-turn cooldown. So he is the cleansing head of all the heads. Rotten Ward is the A3, removes all debuffs from the head with the lowest HP, then places a life barrier buff on them for 4 turns. The life barrier buff cannot be removed or stolen. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. Now, we went over that before in the previous video on the patch notes 5.0 reaction. Basically what the life barrier is it's a priority shield which gets stuck on whatever Hydra it places it, and has the highest priority of any buff, shield buff, or whatever HP altering buffs on that Hydra. So you get, anytime you hit it, you're going to take off the life barrier buff first. And if you don't take off the life barrier buff within a set number of turns, that head will heal all the way up to its max HP to full. So if you do happen to knock the life barrier buff off before the turn count is up, the head will be stunned for 1 turn. So again, this Head of Decay will cast a life barrier buff on the Hydra head with the lowest HP, and it's going to be on the Hydra head for a set number of turns. You're going to have to knock it off. If you don't knock it off in a set number of time, then it's going to heal the Hydra head all the way back up to full. Nasty, you don't want that to let that happen. So this is going to be a priority to knock off the life barrier when it sticks it on the other Hydra heads. This is where you want to have strong single target damage. Guys like Rotos, those hard single target hitters, or somebody maybe like with ally attack, like with Farrakhan the Fat here from the Barbarian faction, Catacomb Counselor. From the legendaries we have Cardiel, Krilo Witcharm, Lanicus the Chosen from the Dark Elf faction, Longbeard from the Skinwalkers. Last but certainly not least, Necrith the Great from the Undead Hordes. Alright, last but not least, we have the Almighty Decay passive skill. Whenever an enemy champion is healed, it decreases their max HP by 15% of the value of the heal up to 75% of their max HP, which sounds very, very tricky. I'm going to unpack that one for a second. So, I mean, it kind of sounds like you don't want humongous heals going on your characters, like someone like Skytouch Shaman. You want to keep the heals kind of low, but you want to keep them enough to keep your champions alive. So you don't want to go too crazy, but you also don't want to go too light on it. So it decreases the damage taken from poison debuffs by 90%. This is on the very first head as well. Not on all the heads though. Decreases the damage of all Hydra heads take from AoE attacks by 10%. Then the same skill as the other head, damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 10% of the head's max HP when attacking this head. Damage taken in 1 tick, HP burn debuffs cannot exceed 20,000 HP. Damage taken from reflected damage, the War Master Mastery, or the Giant Slayer Mastery cannot exceed 50,000 HP per attack. Immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block active skills, block passive skills, fear, true fear, and petrification debuffs. Also immune to HP exchange effects, HP balancing effects, cooldown increasing effects, and turn meter reduction effects. Head is immune to a lot of the different debuffs in the game, but not to all, because there's way, way more than just that. The big deal here is whenever an enemy champion is healed, decreases their max HP by 15% of the value of the heal. up to 75% of their max HP. And what this suggests to me is that this is going to be the priority head right here. You're going to want to knock this head out really fast, really early in the fight, get it gone, get it out of here, so you don't have to deal with the heal mess no more. So the places 100% heal reduction, debuff for 2 turns is something you have to deal with and mitigate. But also, you want to get this head out of here as fast as possible. It seems like high single target damage is the way to do it. So just keeping in mind counterattack champions, you probably want to throw some kind of maybe leech, on your team just to get more extra additional heals. That way, the heals are small, but they're effective. And maybe champions like Vogoth could be pretty effective as well. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Join me for the next one. We'll check out the Head of Blight, and we'll go over the rest of the 4 heads the Hydra has. And we'll check out any other heads in the future as well. So we'll keep adding to this little showcase, as we call it. So have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.